Hi guys, in this video we're going to be doing a simple chemical reaction involving bicarbonate of soda and sugar. It's a fairly quick and easy reaction to do. There are some safety precautions that you need to take with it. However, it's the kind of thing that I think we often miss out on in primary schools because we're maybe a little bit on the cautious side. But actually, as long as it's done correctly, it's relatively safe and it's something that really captures the kids' attention. So I very much think it's worth doing if you're doing anything to do with chemical reactions. It certainly beats the old vinegar and baking powder sort of stuff. Okay, so what we need is a couple of things. We do need our safety goggles. We will need a burning tray. And we need a fuel source. Now I'm going to give a stable fuel source by using sand and impregnating it with surgical spirit. So surgical spirit is 90% ethanol, and it burns perfectly well with not too hot a flame for these purposes, but hot enough in order to get the reaction going. Okay, so to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to create our mixture, which is going to be one part, get it the right way around, 1 part bicarbonate of soda and 4 parts sugar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 10 grams of bicarbonate of soda. For the purposes of a classroom setting, 10 grams is absolutely fine. 10 grams of bicarbonate of soda and another 40 grams of sugar. So I'll have 50 grams total. Get in there a bit more. There we go. Close enough. Okay, so that's my mixture. Make sure that it's well enough integrated. There we go. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to create my stable fuel source. I'm going to get these materials out of the way. So I've got my baking tray. I'm going to fill it with a little bit of sand. And then I'm going to impregnate that sand with a bit of the surgical spirit. And like I said, this is just to create a stable fuel source for it. Ethanol is also easily extinguished. You could just cover it with a wet towel, a fire blanket. You could, if things were at hand, use an extinguisher, but water will do it perfectly well as well. So I've got my sand there. I'm going to create an impression in the middle. It's almost like a wee mini volcano. Impression in the middle, which I'm going to fill with our reactants there. Trying to get it all in fairly evenly. Okay, that's it there. Now, I probably should have had my safety goggles on already, but I'm definitely going to put them on from this point. I'm going to clear my workspace. Now, I will say that this is something that I would only ever demonstrate in front of the class, rather than having them do it. It's not really an experiment within a primary setting that we would have them do. So all we're going to do now is we're going to light. There we go, that should be getting the reaction started. And what we'll notice, it takes a wee while for it to get started, although it's going okay there. So some of the sugar is already starting to blacken. And we should see, over time, this sort of black snake emerging from it. Now if you feel the reaction is getting out of hand, if it's something that you start to feel uncomfortable with as a teacher in your classroom setting, just extinguish it. You know, it's not something that's hard to extinguish. You can extinguish it perfectly safely. You're in control of this reaction. It's not something that's going to get out of hand. So we'll come a little bit closer to this just now, so we can see the reaction going. Now, in terms of controlling the class here, it's a good idea to make sure that they're not all standing up desperate to see it. Tell them that they'll get a good opportunity to see it. Or better yet, you could film it on an iPad and actually have it on the screen while it's going. Just project it straight to the iPad. So this or these individual black snakes that we're getting coming off of it here, that's just carbon. That's pretty much pure carbon there. So that's evidence of a chemical reaction. Now, at primary level, you don't need to worry about the specifics of the chemical reaction. Chances are the kids aren't going to ask you. They're just seeing a cool fire going. So you don't need to know exactly what's going on chemically. But you can tell them that this is producing carbon, and it's caused by the reaction of these two substances. Don't encourage them to do it at home, of course. This is a classroom only thing. But that's the experiment. Well worth doing. And I'd encourage you, if you feel confident, to give it a try. Cheers.